Sailor Moon Museum that was originally exclusive to Japan is going on an overseas tour in 2025. Yes, this year. That means a lot of you guys may be able to go and experience this Sailor Moon paradise. In this video, we're going to talk all about what the Sailor Moon Museum is, my personal tips because I've been to it 4 times now, how much it costs, where it's going to be, and more. Let's get into it. The Sailor Moon Museum first opened its doors to fans in Tokyo, Japan on July 1st, 2022, and it remained open until December of that year. In 2024, it returned to do a 3-city tour in Japan, and it covers everything: the animation, the manga, and even the musicals. The highlights are a theater, more than 600 items on display. Some spaces were able to have a cafe and even a drink truck, and maybe the most shocking of all, original manga artwork by Sailor Moon's creator herself, Naoko Takeuchi, were on display in a special room where no photography or video was allowed. It sadly closed its doors on September 1st, 2024 in Nagoya, and it hasn't opened back up since. Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Brooke. I'm a big Sailor Moon fan, and I share my Sailor Moon experiences and what kind of collectibles I'm buying right here on this channel. I'm also a blogger on SailorMoonFanNetwork.com, the largest Sailor Moon fan site that is keeping you up to date on the latest Sailor Moon news and merchandise releases from around the world. Follow my socials and or the site so you can keep tabs on Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon. Speaking of the latest, I know many of you are here because you're dying to know what's the latest about the Sailor Moon Museum overseas tour for 2025. Here's the facts as of filming this video on September 30th. At the end of June 2025, the Sailor Moon official account announced that they would be bringing their Sailor Moon Museum on an overseas tour this fall 2025. And guess what? That's all we know. There hasn't been any updates since their initial announcement at the end of June of 2025. So literally we only know it's supposed to be this fall and somewhere overseas outside of Japan. It is officially fall 2025, so we could get an announcement any day. We should get an announcement any day. Once they do release the next update on the Sailor Moon Museum overseas tour, I'm gonna spread the news everywhere, right here on YouTube, on SailorMoonFanNetwork.com, on my personal socials at Ochibawolf. So if you follow me, you will be one of the first ones to know when the museum is going on tour officially. But hold on, don't click away from this video. I want you guys to stay ahead of the announcement and watch through a little bit more because I'm going to share with you guys my personal tips to know before you go once we get the dates and where it's going to be. I've got some spoiler-free tips that may help you have the best time. This is an 8-room exhibition all about Sailor Moon's history in Japan. Some spaces even included a cafe, and Tokyo had a drink truck. There's also a full shop at the end of the exhibition. In Japan, tickets cost around 2,000 yen. Tip number 1, dedicate at least an hour to go through the exhibition and shop the shop at the end. More if you're a diehard fan and collector. You're gonna probably spend 2 hours in there. That's how much I spent every time I went to the Sailor Moon Museum. We were in there for at least 2 hours. The museum is a go at your own pace, so you set how fast you want to go through it. Tip number 2, consider going on a weekday if you want to avoid the crowds. If you want a calmer, less people experience, try to go on a weekday versus the obvious busy times like weekends and the first day it opens. Unless you care about the merchandise, at least how it went in Japan, there was exclusive merchandise at the museum that did sell out the first day. So if merchandise is a priority for you, maybe you're gonna want to go on the very, very crowded opening day. Or do what I do and go twice. I usually go on opening day, and then my second time I'll choose a very less busy time so I can immerse myself in the exhibit. Tip number 3, hold on to your ticket. The shop at the end requires you to present your ticket to be able to buy anything from the shop. You cannot shop the store without a ticket that day, so hold on to your ticket until the very end for the shop. And once you leave the shop, they do not allow you to re-enter. Tip number 4, more. Bring items that can protect what you're buying if you're a collector. What do I mean? I mean this. Often there's flyers or clear files or paper-related items, and there's nothing to protect them when you buy them, so come prepared and bring something of hard plastic or a little file folder or even something like this for some smaller items so you can transport them home safely, damage-free for your collection. If you guys want some examples of the plastic things that I just shown, I will include some links down there in the description. The last tip number 5, is please follow the rules and be considerate. This is a Japanese-produced exhibit and they're coming to other countries. Let's impress them with respect so they bring us more Sailor Moon experiences. The next part of this video is a walkthrough. Let's deep dive and talk about every single room of this incredible 8-room exhibition. Continue on only if you're okay being spoiled. The museum first opened in 2022. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen photos, videos, and more covering the Sailor Moon Museum, so this may not even be a spoiler for most of you. I've even done videos on this. And if I'm speaking honestly, I truly believe that watching the walkthrough portion of this video is not going to ruin your experience. This is one of those exhibitions that is distinctly different in person and makes a profound impression on anybody that's there. Nothing like watching a video could even recreate what you feel when you're there in person. So I went a total of 4 times. I think I mentioned that earlier. I did 2 times in Tokyo in 2022, and then last year in 2024 I went to the Nagoya Japan tour one in July. In 2022 I didn't get any footage of the Sailor Moon Museum because I heard incorrectly that videos were strictly forbidden. In truth, there's only a couple places where video isn't allowed, but the majority of the museum you can film and take photos. So when I went back in 2024, I took a lot of footage, so that's what you're going to be seeing in this walkthrough. We're going to start out with my group and I walking up to enter the museum. This was an interesting building. It had many floors that you had to go up to get in. Lots of escalators, and then it's ribboned off to show you where to go. And for this particular museum, with a certain ticket purchase, we got these really cool notebooks. I'm pointing at the sign to show you that there's more escalators you gotta go up. Each place the museum is held is going to be a little different, so that's why I feel like you're not gonna get extremely spoiled.
So excited! We have to go all the way to the 5th floor to begin the tour. This is kind of unusual because the Tokyo one was a bit different. It all depends on the building that they host the exhibition in, and they have to curate the Sailor Moon Museum to fit the building. So it's really interesting if you think about it. You get a different experience every time you visit a different city. So this is the entrance. We're gonna wait our turn to get in. There's a big Sailor Moon image that you can take a picture with, and so people are kind of experiencing it, getting the photos and everything. So we're gonna just wait a little bit before we go in so they can have their time to, you know, just soak it all in. And whew, this is my 2nd time doing it, and it still gives me the butterflies. It's really magical.
So they do play Sailor Moon themed music throughout the museum, so I have the audio off of these clips. I'll just kind of walk you through it. This first part was just a teaser before you entered the first room. So it had a large image of this Naoko Takeuchi piece, which was created specifically for this museum. After you're done getting your photos with that incredible image, you can go through the door of space and time to enter the first room. And I actually have a clip of it from 2022 to show you the difference. It was massive at the Tokyo one.
So you cannot film in here, so the camera will be shut off. But look at this.
We are now being transported to the first room. Room number 1, the immersive theater experience. This is one of those rooms where they only allow photos. No videos are allowed, and if they see you filming, they will tell you to stop. It's strictly enforced. There's a large screen projector where they show some of the Eternal Edition artwork and some scenes from the 90s animation. They also have some life-size replicas of some of the magical items, including the Outer Guardian staffs, which are massive in person. Pluto's Garnet Orb and Saturn's Silence Glaive were treats to stand by. These are custom pieces, and they're much different than the proplicas that we get from Bandai. Room number 2, the holographic manga panel room. This contains iconic scenes from the manga from the first arc all the way to the 5th arc, and it's in consecutive order, and you get to walk and kind of go through the Sailor Moon manga story. Make sure to take lots of photos and videos here. It's really beautiful. It's kind of a special moment if you go with other Sailor Moon fans because you're able to talk about how you felt when you first read the manga and discuss Naoko's beautiful artwork. Around the corner is room number 3, the animation room, and this covers not only 90s, but the reboot anime Crystal, Eternal, and Cosmos. Here's another angled view showing you literally how you just walk around the corner, and here is the animation room. Each season has dedicated wall space with sketches, character designs, and final key artwork from the original 90s anime Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon to the reboot anime Crystal, Eternal, and Cosmos. Here's a neat fact. When the museum first opened in Tokyo in 2022, the last movies of the reboot anime Sailor Moon Cosmos Part 1 and 2 were not released yet. So those movies were not featured in this room that year, but they did have a spot for it with just a poster and a teaser trailer. They later updated this section once the movies were released. This is one of those rooms you're going to spend a little bit more time in because there's so much to see. Just me and my Cosmic Heart compact hanging out. Collectors are gonna love this one. Room number 4 is the merchandise room. More than 600 items are on display, which happens to be the most ever put on exhibit for Sailor Moon. They have some of the wedding collection dresses on display, some of the old arcade games, lots of toys from the 90s, but they also show the 20th anniversary and on merchandise as well. So it's a great selection showing all eras of Sailor Moon merchandise. Is Mom and Dad? Is Mom and Dad? Yes, they have a life-size statue of our Queen and King, Neo Queen Serenity and King Endymion. They're spectacular to see because they're wearing real clothing. I do wish they were painted though. I wonder if they ever will paint them. These are officially licensed Sailor Moon wedding gowns and dresses by Maria Rosa, and they are iconic. They went viral when they first released. Sailor Moon collectors are going to want to spend a bit of time in this room, so this is one of those rooms that may take you longer to go through than others, especially if you're a collector. I definitely took my time here because there was merchandise from 1993 that I had never even seen before. And I've been collecting a long time. I've thought I've seen it all, but Sailor Moon has so much merchandise. At one point, it had the most merchandise out of any series in Japan. The next room, room number 5, is the Sailor Moon musical room, and they actually have costumes on display that you can get so close to see every detail on these beautiful outfits. Room number 6, the manga and Nakayoshi room. The Sailor Moon manga was first published in a manga magazine compilation called Nakayoshi in December of 1991, which happens to be their February 1992 issue. I know, a little confusing, but Nakayoshis are typically released about a month before their issue date. So this room was dedicated to Sailor Moon being in Nakayoshi and the original manga volumes of Sailor Moon. The Nakayoshi volumes often come with little gifts when you buy them, and Sailor Moon was so prominent at the time. Many Sailor Moon little gift items were released with Nakayoshi, and a lot of them were on display in this room under glass as well. That room was pretty cool because there was some Nakayoshi items I had never seen before. Room number 7, the rotating original artworks by Naoko Takeuchi room. The original artwork, the ones that she worked with real live media, not digital, are on display in this room. Although some of her newer digital works are also on display as prints, but a lot of the original 90s artwork that she produced with mixed media and real media are on rotation in this room. Different times and different museums had a different selection of her original works. This room was very, very strict about no photos, no videos. So I personally do not have any of my own footage or photos to show you of this room, but the Sailor Moon official account has shown official imagery of what this space looked like. If you are a big fan of Nako Takeuchi's work, this room alone is worth the cost of a ticket to get in. To be able to see her artwork up close in person, you can see all of the mixed media she used. She often glued some things on her paintings. She also used like newspapers and other materials. You can even see if she made a mistake, and you can see erased lines. It's really something incredible to see up close and personal, and they all are framed and you can get as close as you want to them. Of course, no touching. The last room is room number 8, which I really don't know what to call this other than full wall display and photo op room. So they have some images of the manga that are blown up and plastered to the wall. You basically can take photos and videos with them before entering the shop. The shop. Oh, it is a collector's paradise. Be prepared to save some money to drop at this shop. Only those with a ticket for the museum that day can shop the shop. So you can't just go to the museum and enter to shop the shop. You actually have to pay for an admission ticket to get in the shop. Wow, I feel like I'm saying shop a lot, but you get the idea. The shop is a decent size. It has varied from sizes from Tokyo to Nagoya, but it's still a big shop with Sailor Moon stuff. They've got exclusive goods exclusive to the museum, but they also have things that have been sold in Japan before as well that aren't just exclusive to the museum. It's got a wide variety of stuff. Clear files, clothing, food items, little trinkets, etc. So much stuff. You literally will shop till you drop. You're gonna cry about what you spent later, but after years go by, it's not gonna matter anymore. So make sure you buy everything that you want to at this shop, because what about if you never go again? I don't want you guys to have any regrets. If you're on the fence of it on an item, my advice, buy it anyway. You may have regrets if you don't pick it up and you're never able to go back, and the only way to get it is to buy from a reseller. F you resellers, first of all. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're really hurting us collectors. I want you guys to get what you want, have no regrets. That's why I mentioned if you're on the fence about anything, my advice is just to buy it, because you never know if you're ever going to get an opportunity to go back to the Sailor Moon Museum, and I don't want you to have to pay over the retail. Saves you money in the long run. Now, some spaces also featured a Sailor Moon cafe, and the Tokyo one also had a food truck with Sailor Moon themed drinks. I don't know if the overseas tour would feature a cafe or even a food truck. It's a possibility, but we don't know. So I'll just kind of briefly talk about that. The cafe, I only got to go in Tokyo. The Nagoya one did not have a cafe at all, and I made a big effing mess. This is the first time I think I'm revealing this to the world. I spilled my coffee. It was the most embarrassing moment of my life. It was a very small cafe. Spilt my coffee. The whole room was silent and all looked at us, the foreigners, and I just wanted to crawl in a hole and die. The staff cleaned it up for me. They insisted. I was trying to help, and they're like, no, we got this, and cleaned it up very fast and efficiently, but oh my god, this still haunts me. The menu is all Sailor Moon themed food and drinks. It's kind of cool. It's like a filmable experience, unless you spilled your latte and then you felt like, oh, I can't film anymore because I'm so embarrassed and my mood is just done. Clearly I have trauma from that situation. But yeah, no, some of them had a cafe and themed food that you can get. I'm hoping the overseas tour features something like that, because that's just a little extra in addition to the Sailor Moon Museum. You get to eat Sailor Moon themed food. Yes! Do you want money, Sailor Moon franchise? We will do it all if you provide it for us. But that's all about the Sailor Moon Museum. Let's talk about where you guys would like to see the Sailor Moon Museum. What country? What area? Would you go? Would you travel for it? How far would you travel for it? Because I don't see it coming to a lot of places. It's probably going to be a very limited tour. I don't even know it's going to come to the United States. I'm assuming it would, but we just don't know yet. Again, we will update you on SailorMoonFanNetwork.com or even my socials at Ochibawolf on Instagram, TikTok, or X, or Facebook. Facebook. I've got them all. Definitely let me know what you guys are wanting from the Sailor Moon Overseas Tour down there in the comments. Let's read and see where everybody wants it to come and if you would go and how far you would travel. A lot of fans did end up traveling very far to see the Super Live when it came this year. Why does it seem like that was last year? Gosh, I've been so busy. So you will probably have to expect to travel for a lot of us. Start saving now. The announcement could come literally any day. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm calling it quits. I can't believe I got a long form video out before Japan. I appreciate you guys so much. Stay awesome, stay happy. Don't be mean, don't bully. Be nice in the world. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. I'd appreciate the subs, trying to get to 30,000. Give me some support, you guys. I know a lot of you guys do. I appreciate you. Bye.